This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Who Podcast the Watchmen. I am Phil, and hey, look who's back.
Hey.
Did you, oh my lord. Wait till we're going to get into this. Lots of answers. I just noticed something funny about the title. Maybe I don't know if it's a mistake by the site I saw, but we'll get into it. Not since she got killed by space junk. I think the title was
appropriate.
Yes. So what did you think the title of this episode was?
A God Walks Into Abar.
So did I, but then I looked at my TV Time app like right before we started recording, and I don't know if they just made a mistake with like spacing, but they had it as A God Walks Into Abar, as in Angela Abar.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, because that's
I've never paid attention to
everywhere else. I saw it too. Maybe people didn't realize, but I saw it as a God Walks Into a Bar. But yeah, on the.
Do they ever establish Angela's last name?
I thought they called them. I thought it was her and the well, quote unquote husband were Abar. I thought.
Well, yeah, her and her husband. But I mean, like, when she was a child, like, was her last name Abar? I think because
did
her father take.
Yeah, I think when they had her as a kid talking to her parents, I thought the dad had an Abar name tag on his uniform. I thought. It's
something I never paid attention to because now it's like, what if she just used that as an alias when they started over or something?
Yeah, no, I think she kept her real name. It's just, I met this guy. He had an accident.
I feel like we can talk about this episode, but no matter what we say, we should you'd almost have to do a commentary with this episode because this is the episode.
Oh, they give you all the answers about Dr. Manhattan. How did Veidt get on that moon?
I totally forgot that next week is the season finale.
Yep. 9 episodes.
Such an odd number.
I know.
But it's just interesting when you think about how this seasons really worked. I mean, we got last week's episode, which dealt with a lot of flashbacks. We got the episode that was just focused on Looking Glass, and it had a lot of flashback. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it was just kind of his side story, and it took us away from the main story. And then I feel like we got cheated. Okay, we got cheated, Phil.
Oh yeah,
by the one episode ending where they're going to his house, and then it picks up where the agent's there at his house. And then I mean, we got the last episode before that was all flashback with the Truth of Hooded Justice, which was an amazing episode.
Oh yeah,
but you think about that took the story away from the main plot thread. But here we are. We've discovered that Angela's husband, Cal, is really Dr. Manhattan with a device in his mind that he doesn't realize he's Dr. Manhattan.
That he got from Veidt. Oh, that was funny when Dr. Manhattan went to see him. He's like, in his new body, he's like, how did you know it was me? Only Dr. Manhattan would show up in his birthday suit.
Yeah. You're telling me that right now, Phil. Tomorrow. And we're walking the convention right now to meet Dean Cain.
You know what? That just gets me.
We're currently having our first time talking on Skype.
Yeah. So
we're now old men sitting on the porch with our children playing.
With our grandchildren, yeah.
We're teaching our grandchildren how to podcast, and they're arguing Marvel versus DC. It's a good life, so.
But I mean, I guess is time immutable? Because it's like, if he can see the past and the future, how can he? Shouldn't it be easy to avoid, the attack by the 7th Cavalry? And
well, he mentions and trying to lay down the rules, like time is fluid. Yeah. That he perceives things differently than how we perceive time, and that everything's happening continuously all at once. Mm-hmm. And that's like why he says, like, I can't remember when and where I am right now. Of course, he couldn't see the events that surrounded the time period of when he had the thing implanted in his mind. So
well, I get that, but I'm just like, once that thing comes out of his head, or
yeah, like, okay, I don't want to spoil the end just yet, but we'll get there. But this definitely explains, like, thinking back, like, just what do you call it? How did he survive the White Knight? There we go.
Oh yeah,
how Angela survived the White Knight.
Oh yeah, he blew the guy up.
Yep, he blew both of them up.
Because it was a reflex. It was a reflex.
We got great dialogue. It explained the Dr. Manhattan. He wanted to create life, and he went to Europa, moon of Jupiter, and it explains why there's only 2 people there. They were a couple that friended John as a child, and that was kind of his model for his Adam and Eve.
Taught him about sex.
Yep. Yes, they did. And so that made sense. So I mean, just I don't know, it really pulled it all together. Like that, Adrian wasn't a prisoner there. Like he originally chose to go there, and John sent him there. And then, eventually Adrian won it back, but at that point in time, Dr. Manhattan couldn't go and get him.
Adrian learned that there's more to being worshipped. It's not all it's cracked up to be being worshipped.
Yep. We see him mad because people are still building bombs and everything, even though he's trying to keep world peace. We see Adrian still sending the squids. It is him that's doing the squids, which makes me wonder who's doing it now since Adrian's on Europa.
I wonder if either the government, or I wonder if he can set it automatically.
Right, exactly. So that was one of those kind of things where you're like, okay, that tells us how they come, but interesting to explain more about it. I don't know. I thought that was interesting. Dr. Manhattan, he's just, the way this is framed, where it's the whole episode is his initial meeting with Angela, and he's bouncing through time.
All right,
you're explaining it.
You're really ready for a mind F here?
Yes.
Why Angela? Is it because he just sees that, hey, we're together in the future, or
It was something. Okay, it was something he said about when he first saw her, when he's talking to the grandfather. And I thought maybe that's what it was.
Well, he sees the future, and when he tells her it's hopeless and she still tries to save him, he's like, that's when I fell in love with you. Wait.
Yeah, after 10 years, this is when you fell in love with
me? Yes, but I saw it 10 years ago.
But it was kind of back to the point where it talks about how she rejects the idea of family, but she wants nothing more. Mm-hmm. It was in that little speech he's talking about. I kind of felt like he identified with that, and that's what drew him to her. Or it could be that her ties back to Hooded Justice, maybe.
I was going to say, yeah, he has a thing for the daughters and granddaughters of masked heroes.
Exactly. I think it had to do something with maybe just her rejection of family, but desires nothing more. Mm-hmm. I think that's what kind of drew him to her. I did find it very interesting that the big thing is Angela the one that put in her grandfather's mind that Judd was Cyclops and that's why he died?
Time loop, yes.
That it was actually Angela who killed him by saying it to Dr. Manhattan, who said it to her grandfather in the past.
In 2009, yes.
So that was she's like, wait, did I start this? Did I start all this?
So she told the grandfather, who later tells her in this year.
And so that was the part where I was like, oh, there's your mind.
Closed loop, yep.
But I like the fact that they didn't show him as Dr. Manhattan, his face, the entire time.
Till the end.
Well, it wasn't till the end when he took on the persona of Cal.
Yeah.
And then he became Cal looking like Dr. Manhattan. He didn't go back to being regular Dr. Manhattan. Mm-hmm. So I thought that was interesting.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention all this time. I'm a little confused. But I thought Dr. Manhattan, I mean, I guess he could convert his body to matter, but I thought he was like pure energy, like when he put himself back together that first time.
Yeah, I mean, he is like pure energy in a sense. Like he's
I
guess
not
like pure energy, like electrical energy, but he is energy and matter.
I guess he can convert it, I'm sure.
So,
I mean, if he created life on that moon, I'm sure he can alter his body enough.
Well, he talks about when she installed the device in his mind, he would make himself like phase so she could go through.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Pull your hand out away quick.
So I just was thinking, what was it? There's just, like he should have been able, like, it's just one of those things. Like, I think back to like when the comedian called him out, like, you could have turned I'm gonna paraphrase it, the bullets to snowflakes.
Yeah, you could have stopped me from killing her, but you didn't, Doc.
Because you're losing it, and I think still like that is in play, and he's fighting against it because in one way you think about. He could have walked out there instead of blowing all the 7th Cavalry guys up. He could have just sent them all away. Mm-hmm. Or he could have blew them all up at the same time. But, he did them one at a time. Angela was like doing some sweet stuff, taking them all out. But then he went out there and he took them all out. But he still knew that one guy was there.
Yeah.
That was going to get him.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, he saved Angela, but then, I don't know if just he's... The whole thing, ever since he came back as Dr. Manhattan, I mean, the thing with the comedian and now the thing now with Angela, he's just so he's so unmoored from everything because he's getting all this, he sees all time at once, basically.
Yeah, and he's just like, I mean, he knows, in a way, he knows what's going to happen.
Is it like is it like when you're hallucinating and it's like you don't know what's real? So it's like, okay, am I seeing the present, or was this 5 years ago? Is this 10 years from now?
Because he knows, I guess, in a way that they're going to take him, but he knows what happens after that. So, in a way, I'm just kind of like, huh.
But it was funny when he said he couldn't see past that 10 years when he had the thing in his head. I'm just thinking, doesn't that sound familiar? Doomsday Clock. I can't see past my fight with Superman.
Yeah.
They're going to strip him of his powers.
Wasn't that supposed to be this month?
Well, the month's not over yet. I think it might be the 8th. I thought they were saying the 18th, maybe.
All I know is it needs to hurry up.
Well, it's only been 2 years, Tyler.
Yeah, 2 years for a 1 year planned book, Phil.
For 12 issues. Yeah, I know.
I cannot believe it's been 2 years since this book started. The book that was supposed to come out and then continue the DC universe, and the DC universe had to keep going on. It's supposed to be Black Label, but it's supposed to be in continuity. Ugh.
Yeah, good luck with that. I think Alfred was alive in there.
Well, I mean, technically it already happened because it was what was supposed to happen. Because in my mind, I'll be honest with you, I think Doomsday Clock, the events of Doomsday Clock were all supposed to happen before Bendis took over Superman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because if you look at how Bendis Superman starts, it's a little different.
But he's wearing the trunks, though.
Everything.
Wasn't he wearing the trunks in Doomsday Clock, though?
Well, they've had to change it because if you go back and look at all the early artwork of Superman and Dr. Manhattan and everything, he was in the current suit at the time. But we digress from the show. Anyway, I did like the part where Angela comes upstairs and the kids see Dr. Manhattan on the pool.
Walking on water.
And they're like, he looks like Cal. She's like, that's because it is Cal.
I would have been like, sweet. I would have been like, sweet. My dad's Dr. Manhattan.
So, I mean, it's a great episode. It's a great episode.
Oh yeah. Well, we got a lot of answers.
I mean, we got the answers we've been searching for.
Well, there's a few unsolved mysteries still. What's that Millennium Clock gonna do? Who's Lady True? Is she Veidt's daughter? Oh, what did you think about that? The daughter is like a clone of her mother.
Oh, I told you, I called that one.
Yeah, she's pumping her memories back into her.
That was what, but I figured it was a clone of her mom or something. Just for when they first introduced her, it was kind of weird, and she said something. I was like, "Yeah, that's not her mom." And then, and then they're like, "Wasn't Angela like, is your father here? Not yet. I'm thinking that's Veidt." That makes sense.
Oh my Lord, can you imagine? He goes back, the mother, Lady True is his daughter, and then like the woman he had her with is like a child.
It wouldn't be too far out of the realm for this.
Good Lord.
But I mean, most other than what the significance of that clock is, we got the kind of answers for most everything else.
Mm-hmm. Well, we got the big ones. Everything about Dr. Manhattan, how Veidt got on that moon.
Yeah, how Angela really ties into things. I mean, other than that, there's not a whole lot of like really kind of, because before it was like every episode ended more with a what the heck kind of like you got answers and then more stuff kind of more questions erupted.
Well, there's only one episode left, and I think they said, I mean, I don't know if they're going to do a second season or not, but they said this story is going to be pretty self-contained, so I'm pretty sure by the end of next episode we're going to at least know what's going on with everything.
Which makes sense. I mean, it would be great if it's self-contained, and then, it's the Watchmen's kind of like an anthology series. Maybe?
Yeah, like maybe next, if they do the season 2, maybe it'll be like Night Owl or somebody, or...
That's what I'm like, that way you could still connect it because we have Lori Blake here, and we don't know what happened to Dan or anything there that we could kind of explore. So, yeah, it would be really great if... Because, I mean, I love these characters, but at the same time, sometimes, like, a character's story is told.
Oh, yeah.
And then you just need to move on.
Unless Dr. Manhattan just keeps taking different mortal forms, you just keep following Dr. Manhattan.
Or all of a sudden, he just cuts and Dr. Manhattan's sitting there talking with... He's like, I am right now with the Watchmen as they make their first meeting. And it cuts to, like, the comedian... That scene where he burns the map and actually inspires Veidt. They just get Max Irons to come in and play his dad as a young Adrian Veidt.
And what about that thing? Dr. Manhattan's like, I guess I suppose I could transfer my powers,
He's like, I never thought about it. And she's like, great. That's what they're going to do. He's like, okay. Talks about if they like take the power, do something, and ingest it, they would have his powers. I'm like, that's very like biblical.
But, like, they're actually taking him and breaking him down, and I guess they're going to try to give that senator his powers, but I'm just like, don't you think he probably controls every atom of his being, every molecule? So, like, if they try to transfer that against his will to someone else, isn't he just going to, like, blow them up or something?
Well, I was thinking back to when Dr. Manhattan talked about the intricacies of the clock and how things work.
Oh, yeah.
That's how his mind was. That's why when he became... ripped apart, like he was able to reform himself.
Yeah, he thinks of like like a machine or something to the smallest detail. So that's how he thought of himself.
And that's how he brought back his like nervous system, his circulatory system, like everything.
Yep.
He started pulling back, and that was one of the first things he learned. So if you just gave Dr. Manhattan's powers to somebody, would they be able to hold on to it, or would they just deatomize, or what would happen to them? Would they be strong enough to even have all of his powers?
I know, that's what I'm saying. They're not going to look like a giant squid or something. Yeah.
So, I mean, this episode pretty much was exposition to like the max, except for the last few minutes, but it was so worth it.
Oh yeah. And I want to see Lori's reaction when she realizes John's been with Angela for the last 10 years.
That John moved on. He ain't been getting her calls.
And it's not like he just like went to Mars. He's with another woman.
I mean, John bounces and bounces, and then eventually he's like, "You're too old for me. I'll find somebody new."
Oh, what do you think about that? And Angela 10 years ago, she's like, "I thought you were on Mars." No, that's just like a pre-recorded.
Oh yeah, I mean, it totally makes sense. Especially, I mean, so she said, "Where you been for the past 30 years?" Well, I mean, if you look at the end of the book, he says he wants to leave and go create life somewhere. So it makes sense that Adrian would perpetuate the idea that he's on Mars, close but not on Earth. And then, Manhattan's actually doing what he wants to do.
Okay, so here's a question. Why did he have to go to why did he have to go to Europa to create life? Why couldn't he create life on Mars?
He probably could have.
Unless, I wonder if it's... So... no one on Earth could see it as easily, or I wonder if, I mean, some of the technology in this series, maybe Earthlings can get to Mars in this universe, so maybe he's like, I gotta move this out further.
Maybe. I mean, I think it also just kind of throws us, because we all expected Mars because of him being on Mars in the book. But so I just think it just kind of threw us. You know, it makes us question, like we are right now, like, why Europa?
Mm-hmm.
But it's better than being Titan, which is like the only other moon people talk about.
So that groundskeeper or game warden or whatever, is he another clone of that guy? Because he's like, I was the first one. I watched him create.
He's the original Adam.
Yeah.
He's like the Adam.
So, but he's like another Mr. What's his face?
Yeah. He was the first one.
Yep.
That was there when
he
Manhattan was there.
He says, I watched him build, build everything.
So that's why he's in charge, and he has a different role, and he runs it, basically is he has more of the knowledge, and he's still alive. The rest of them are still, you think about it, Adrian slaughtered all of them, and then new ones came. But
they, as much as they put him on that trial, with the pigs and everything, I mean, they still want him to stay. That scene with the tomatoes, say you'll stay. No. Say you'll stay.
No. So
I'm like, he doesn't have a choice, does he? I don't think he can escape, not on his own.
I mean, he tried to get someone to help him, like the camera, but I mean, how long would it take people from Earth to get him? Because I'm doubting he ages anymore being there, or he ages completely different.
Well, I think time maybe works different there.
Exactly.
Because that trial, they're like, oh, it's been day 365, so it's been a year. So if it's running that's the same pace as the show, yeah, time's moving quicker there.
Well, I mean, he's supposed to have been gone for like 8 years, though.
And again, if he's on Europa, he's probably rotating around the sun at a different pace than Earth.
Dude, I'll tell you what, when it comes to planets, all you have to do is watch Interstellar and it'll completely change your mind, like on how time works on every planet, which makes Star Wars even more confusing to think about. But yeah, so I mean, their years and everything are longer because they're so far out. So their day is longer. Their cycles are longer.
Oh, what? 1 day on Europa is 3.551 Earth days.
See?
It's a little over 3.5 days for 1 Earth day.
So we even just said 3 days. Still put us at some time. You do the math. I don't feel like it.
But no, I think it was Dr. Manhattan. I think he was trying to leave us. I mean, he knows what Manhattan had planned, but I swear he's leaving a message for Dr. Manhattan with those bodies. Come get me, because I don't know who else was going to come get him. I don't think anyone else knew he was there, because
no.
When he was like,
remember, there was like that telescope that saw him. So
yeah, satellite, but no one said anything about it.
It's true. No one cares. That's fine.
Well, I don't think anyone even knows he's there, because he was like, "Oh, my subjects are back on Earth must be screaming for my return." It's like, I think everyone just thinks he's dead because they haven't seen him in how long? 10 years.
Moved on.
Well, he's been missing for 10 years, so I guess everyone thinks he's dead.
I need to watch it again.
Yeah, you know what?
This is definitely a series that when it's done, I want to rewatch all of them straight.
Oh yeah, I'm sure HBO will have them on the app or whatever. Probably on demand. Probably on demand too.
Oh yeah, because I think that's like a binge-worthy show.
It's just so weird because like this episode would be so huge for me if this wasn't like the week of Crisis.
Exactly. That's why I'm just like, it's Crisis week.
It's almost like DC's competing with themselves.
I'm like, did you not plan this out? I can't. I'm totally thrown off that tonight's Black Lightning is like all new Black Lightning. I was like, wait a minute. I thought that was done. Like, I thought everything was on hold for Crisis.
Well, no. Tonight's the mid season. And did you see the previews for it? He's getting red.
Yeah.
He's getting red skies.
Yeah. So
I think
he appears in tomorrow's. I
that's what I'm saying. I'm probably
this episode's going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. I'm probably going to watch this app when we're done. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the episode, he's probably going to fall through a portal or somebody's going to come get him.
More detailed notes, because I don't want to get off the subject here, because one of the Earth's numbers I can't figure out why it's that number. So, because all of them have like some sort of connection to what the character is or something.
Yeah.
So, it was Smallville.
167?
Or 167.
Yeah, I thought it was 167. But I don't know why that would...
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't know why that is. Because all the other ones made sense to me.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say, if it doesn't make sense to you, yeah, I don't know.
Even Earth 75, which was the one death of Superman. Oh, spoiler.
Oh, yeah.
That one didn't really make sense, but I didn't think much of it because it was just kind of a throwaway thing.
Yeah, I mean, Kingdom Come was 96 because 1996.
Yeah, but the Earth was 99.
That was the Bruce.
Like,
yeah, but I think that was the Bruce Wayne one. I think that was actually different from the Kingdom Come one.
Because Kingdom Come was 75 or
99.
Wasn't?
I think they said it was 99. Yes, I don't know if they were
99 was Bruce Wayne's.
Yeah, because I don't know if they were making like a Batman Beyond reference. Although I was getting more.
I got an amalgam of Batman Beyond, Kingdom Come, and
Dark Knight
Returns.
Dark Knight Returns, because he started screaming about Clark worshiping flags and stuff. Yeah.
Yep, and then he drew a line from BVS, and I caught it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I need to rewatch it and catch it all again, which I will. So
okay.
I think
Charlie just messaged me. He didn't finish Watchmen yet, but he watched a bit of it and saw the end because him and Moz were recording. He said it was really cool. I wonder how much he saw. Probably just saw guys exploding. I was just like,
I'd be like, Charlie, watch the whole thing, and you'll be like,
oh, he's gonna love it.
He's
gonna have 20 theories. Although his theory's blown out of the water because he thought Veidt either locked him. Well, I was gonna say, I guess Veidt maybe kind of locked himself up because he's like, oh yeah, send me.
Yeah, but he didn't go willing. I mean, he went willingly, but it wasn't. It wasn't to be punished. It was to be adored.
I mean, I guess Dr. Manhattan's too removed from his humanity now, but I was just waiting for Manhattan to send him there and be like, you know what, you killed like 3 million people, you know, if I don't kill you, you at least have to be jailed. Yeah, right, as a punishment. But he went there to be adored because Manhattan didn't want to be there. Unless Manhattan was just like, oh yeah, they'll worship you, knowing it would be torture for him eventually. So, yeah. But all right. Don't look so shocked. Anything else? I don't think we didn't miss. Yeah, because it was Angela and him talking in the bar. We got boy, how handy would that be if you could see the future and you could see fighting with your wife ahead of time. It would be nice, but then I'd probably end up being like, he said, "You want me to say it? Yes, go ahead and say it. Now we're fighting." Do you want me to say it? Because I told you 10 years ago, but I'll say it again. Yep. Exactly. All right. So is that it? I think so. All right. But yes. Oh, yes. If you're interested in Crisis Talk, stay tuned because we're going to have an episode. Me and Lilith with special guests from the Krypton Report, Tyler and James. Even though they already talked part 1 of Crisis. Yeah, we did already talk part 1 because Brian was like, I want in on it. I'm like, okay. Are you going to do part 2? Because there was a lot of Superman tonight. Oh, we are. Okay. And then I'm going to combine it all together in one. That's what I was going to say. That's what I was almost going to do is just record all 3 nights and then just combine it in the one episode. So, all right. So, yes, send your thoughts on Watchmen because next week's the finale. Oh, we're going to have to try to get you, me, and Charlie together for the finale. Oh, yes, we will. Heck yeah, because I'm sure if our minds were blowing this week, just wait till next week when we probably have all the answers. Next week, I feel like it's going to be all the answers, but maybe the battle, you know? The big reveal. Looking Glass is going to come in. He's going to come out and Veidt comes back and Looking Glass just shoots him in the head. Then at the end you see he's in a cloning vat or something. And then Looking Glass shows up in Europa, through the water. You heard, that's our theory. So, send yours. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. Check out our social media links, all the Capes and Lunatics social media links to merchandise, links to the YouTube, everything at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And remember to support our sponsors, support Hunt to Killer, support Tweaked Audio, support Pod Life the book.
Yes.
I'm in there and I talk about Tyler Patrick, so hey, go pick it up. And remember, check the show notes for the link for when you shop on Amazon. It affects you not at all, but sends money to the network because, as Lil says, broadband is not cheap. So put some money in Master Doom's pocket. All right, Mr. Tyler Patrick, where can, in the past, the present, and the future, where can people find you?
Here. Now. Krypton Report, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just look up Krypton Report Podcast.
All righty. So, yes. Stay tuned to our pod, Capes and Lunatics, Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks, Krypton Reports. Like I said, we're going to be talking Crisis. We're going to be starting in 2020. A lot of Nightwing stuff, a lot of Batman stuff. As I said, Krypton Report will still be there.
Yes, we will.
And who knows? Like I said, who knows we'll get a second season of Watchmen, and what will it be?
It'll give us time to finish our 4 Watchmen books and book.
Yeah, but aren't you doing Nightfall with me and Lilith, and then
Yep.
And then Nightwing News is going weekly next year because it's the anniversary of Dick Grayson, greatest hero the world's ever known. Fight me, Superman.
I'm not going to argue. Dick Grayson's a very good character.